Mbali, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. These are the words that I grew up with, imprinted in me by my mother and father. Two people that had battled incredible odds, thrown into circumstances by the nature of their birth and inherent characteristics, but who through tenacity and grit had managed to make a success of themselves and become what would be the South African dream. My father and mother made sure that I knew the importance of standing up for things that I believed in. They made it clear that when you stand up for things you care about, it can be difficult and often met with resistance. But if you fully commit to them, and if you stand for them based on firm principles, you would always be steered in the right direction. It wasn't easy for my family, like many families in South Africa, to get to the place of being able to move from townships into suburbia, to be able to experience some of the economic prosperity of South Africans. But like many South Africans of my generation, as much as I was able to be in situations of meeting people with different backgrounds, at the same time I had family members that still lived in grinding poverty and still do to this day. And so I carried these words even as I became the first person in my family to go to university. It became important to me to make sure that we were able to help all students from all walks of life who were in need. And with many other young people in the party across the country, we lobbied for the party to have a DA youth. I would become its first chairperson nationally and then its youth leader. I realized as a youth leader that sometimes it was necessary to have uncomfortable conversations with our party in order to move it forward. The National Youth Wage Subsidy March was something that many in the party felt nervous about, but went on to become our most successful march in history. When we did our DASO in our future poster, again, people in the party thought that it was too provocative, but showed for us as young people the kind of future we wanted, a non-racial one where people would be seen for who they were, not for the color of their skin. I believed then, as I do now, that in order to be strong, we must have uncomfortable conversations. I care deeply about the Democratic Alliance. I spent half my life working to bring change in the Democratic Alliance and in South Africa. Ngaqala njengekhansela eNanda, endaweni la iqembu lalingekho khona. Kubukhona ukusebenza khona kodwa nginesiqiniseko ukuthi uma siyimisele sazokwazi ukuthi sibakhombise abantu ukuthi singakwazi ukuthi sibasize kanjani. Ngiyafisa njengomholi ukuthi siqhubeke sisebenze endaweni la singakwazi ukuthi sifinyelele khona. Ngoba ayikho indlela abantu abazokwazi ukuthi besithembe besivotele bengasiboni. Growing this party has not been easy for many of us. It's taken sleepless nights, devotion, time away from our families, time spent working hard on the ground to build branches and structures, because we believe that if we can get the Democratic Alliance to be a party for all South Africans, that we can bring about the vision that we have for South Africa. And so as your leader, I want you to know that I will not walk away from the big fights that are coming and the conversations that we need to have for our party and for our country. I'm in this for the long haul, and no matter what challenges we face, I know that this is just not about one person. It's going to take all of us to achieve the kind of country that we want. And so this is not just my story. This is our story. It's about all of us living up to our full potential to show South Africa the DA that we really are. And to fully imagine that we can change and build a party that is kind, strong, and fair. It's not going to be easy, but we can't stop because we're tired. We will stop when we are done.